Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab.
Welcome to Grant. Yeah. Welcome to Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab. This is Grant.
This is Brad.
I don't have anything. I racked my brain all day of just we haven't been around for a while. Maybe we're getting sleepy, and I had no idea. But usually you have one still.
You know what? I usually think of it while we're kind of chatting there, and this kind of came quick because of the Shawshank thing, and
we got delayed starting the record. We had a set time, and Brad decided to start Shawshank.
We never discussed the time, to be fair. But I think 8:15 is kind of standard at this point.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, unless you have something, I feel as though if there's a day thrown out there and I say yes or you say yes, it's just known at 8:15 unless there's a problem.
Yes, yeah, that's true. So, I would agree with that. Okay. I can't argue with that.
What else you been watching?
You know, I do have things that I watch, and now I'm trying to fucking think of them. Mm-hmm. I've watched. I remember I told you we watched The Matrix.
Okay, yeah.
Last time. So we did watch Speed.
So, instead of going down the Matrix road, you went down the Keanu road.
No. We watched Point Break.
Yeah.
We watched The Replacements.
Okay.
Then I didn't know what else to watch. I have Bill and Ted's, but I just wasn't in a Bill and Ted mood.
Yeah.
So you know how you got to be in a Bill and Ted mood?
Yeah.
I felt like it was like The Replacements. I even rented on Apple.
That's the one that you made me watch just because of the one dude, the kicker that he's like a drunk and all he does is smoke.
Is funny, yeah.
Is that one? Okay.
Yeah, it is good. I like it, but it's funny how often they go backwards because he's called I never realized how many times Gary Busey calls him Hot Shot in Point Break. I probably did, but it's just been a minute. And then. Dennis Hopper calls him Hot Shot over and over again. And then he's the Ohio State quarterback, obviously Johnny Utah on Point Break. But Shane Falco is an Ohio State quarterback as well.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're throwing homages or if he's I just love Ohio State football. And that's
Keanu Reeves
I don't get it.
Himself loves Ohio State. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I think. So we watched that, and then we ended up just throwing him a curveball because we watched The Prestige earlier this week.
Oh, that's a really good movie, though.
And I think it was too much for him. I think it was a little I don't know.
What's the other magic movie that came out at the exact same time?
It was The Illusionist. I love that movie.
They're both good. The Prestige is the Christopher Nolan one, though, right?
Yeah, but The Illusionist I love because it's Edward Norton and Paul Giamatti, and I love both those guys.
Yeah, and the other one is it Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And Scarlett Johansson.
Ooh, a little ScarJo.
So I'm sitting there talking to Cameron about it, and I'm trying to keep him up, and I was like, all right. And so the way that I kept explaining things, I was like, all right, so Batman got mad at Wolverine. And Wolverine, and then it was Black Cat was in it. Isn't that her name in Avengers? And I was
Black Widow.
Or Black Widow, I'm sorry. So then tonight I was like, fuck it. I wanted to watch Shawshank Redemption. He wanted to watch Deadpool. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well.
That's a fucking stretch. Both great movies, but those are two different.
Yeah, totally different. But I wanted to watch Shawshank. I had bought the Blu-ray a few months ago, and I hadn't watched it yet. I just got into Prestige when I went to Games Express for the first time in months. So I was like, all right, let's watch these movies. And like I said, then I quickly realized I kind of thought it was a little earlier when I started it, and it apparently wasn't. And then I realized at 6:50, I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I better text him, and I thought I might be able to do 8:25, and then you text me again. And you were like, so 11:30, and I looked at the clock, and I was like, oh, he's right. I've completely underestimated Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't stop.
And
I
could
couldn't
you
stop
imagine?
The Andy Dufresne train.
There's two movies. Sorry. There's two movies that always do that, and. I mean, we don't have regular TV anymore, but when they used to come on at the apartment when we had cable, two movies that could do that to you. And what sucks is they're on TV, so they're even longer. It's Shawshank and Forrest Gump. You'll be there all day.
I told Cameron that I thought Forrest Gump blew his mind. He told me tonight that it got to his heart. And I don't even know what that means for sure for a 9-year-old.
I think he's figured. That movie gets to my heart, so your kid's on. Yeah,
totally. But I was like, Shawshank is in the same vein as Forrest Gump. It gives you those feels. It gives you that Oh man, like that end part where Morgan Freeman's thinking about killing himself because he's at the store and he's a little pissed off, and then what's coming when when he's going to go look for the money and then the hug and everything's just so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's kind of like Forrest Gump. I don't know. And he was like, that wasn't like Forrest Gump. I was like, but it was. But the movie that gets me on TV all the time is fucking Twister.
Oh,
Whenever I saw Twister, and it was on a lot,
there was a
I
joke.
would end up watching it.
There was a running joke at work because every time we went out of town, whenever we got into the hotel, like if we had nothing to do that night or if we were checking in, somehow if you turn the TV on, like TBS, one of the stations would have Twister, and we would end up being stuck. Like it's me and another dude just in a hotel bed, not moving, just watching Twister and not saying anything about it. We just both accepted that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's just that's one of those ones for us. But I did watch a horror movie, and I'm trying to fucking decide what it was. So I obviously watched that, but I watched something else.
I think
too, and
you did tell me you watched the same movie as that I was going to bring up because I watched it as well. Me and Maya watched The Fog for the first time.
Oh yeah, I did watch The Fog.
Yeah.
And how did Maya enjoy it?
I always gauge it now, because I think, she's pretty vocal about the movie she doesn't like. I think that if I get really excited about it, she's not going to tell me like that she hated it or didn't like it, unless it's Teen Wolf. I found out, but she said it was all right, but I judge it on she didn't pick up her phone once.
Okay.
So like between the phone or it's not even the phone, she doesn't pick up her phone. She picks up her iPad and like starts like drawing or doing something if she's not interested. So she didn't pick it up once, and I have a question though. Why is it rated R?
Don't Tom Atkins and Jamie Lee Curtis fuck when they get back to his house the first time?
Yeah, but you don't.
How
I think Jamie Lee Curtis. I think that Jamie Lee Curtis is in the like. You don't see anything. It's just that like.
Okay.
They wake up and she's wrapped in a sheet like completely like it's not even any skin, and I think his shirt's off but underneath sheets like. It's implied, but like there's nothing. It's not like the Lost Boys scene, It's nothing sexy.
Okay.
Which, by the way, side note, I know we've talked about good old Tom Atkins a lot. What movie doesn't he sleep with a young, good-looking girl in?
Lethal Weapon.
All right.
Yeah, but I think his daughter is literally a whore in that.
See, I was always drinking when I watched it with you, so I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it now. Because I honestly...
Yeah, she's the one...
I don't remember his daughter at all in that movie.
She's the one that kills herself at the beginning and jumps off the thing.
Oh, it's with the guitar squeal?
But probably, yeah.
So was that it, The Fog, or did you remember?
House 2.
I
watched House 2.
I've never seen House 2.
I loved it.
Mm.
Absolutely loved it. I liked it better than House 1, if I'm being honest. I'm sure somebody out there is like, oh, this fucking guy, but I did.
Is George Wendt in the second one?
No, Cliff is. Cliff Blakeman. I didn't know why.
They just moved on.
Was.
Yeah,
they were just like,
if there would have been a 3,
they
would have got to somebody else.
I guess, I mean, Frasier. It would have been the
well, I was going to go with, and why can't I think of her name? Frasier's wife.
Oh, Lilith.
Lilith. I was thinking Phyllis for some reason. I was like, Phyllis is not right, though. Slowly going over that show, and I know that's going way off, Frasier might be the best character in that show.
It's hard for me but I think at first he wasn't, and he became my favorite. Like his because Sam gets annoying with Rebecca. Mm-hmm. I mean, Cliff might be my favorite, but Woody's great too. It's really hard.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, because Woody gets me too. All right, I'll give you that. Maybe Woody is. I don't know. See, that's the thing.
When I was younger, it was Norm, but as I watched it again when I was older, it definitely is not Norm. I love Norm. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not my favorite.
Yeah, I think that slowly over, like, watching that show and going through, like, my sitcom thing of, like, watching a sitcom from beginning to end, I think that I might consider that the, like, best show that was, like, ever made. But also, I haven't gone down the full rabbit hole like you. Like, I need to get to Three's Company. Like, I need to get to, like, 70s stuff. Mm-hmm. But when that show was over, like I actually felt like those were my friends, if that makes sense.
No,
like you were at the bar all the time, and like when it was gone, it was like those people are gone. I'm never gonna see them again. Like it's weird to explain, but like I really like that show.
Yeah, I love Cheers. I'm a big fan. But yeah, I don't know what the best is ever, but it's definitely one of them.
Well, it's all subjective too, because then another one will come along, and everybody likes the Friends or the Friends or The Office, or I mean, and it just keeps changing.
I am a big fan of The Office.
Yeah,
I can't even.
I'll fight you on that. The Office is great, but I actually enjoyed Parks and Rec more. I think.
I love Parks and Rec too,
Yeah.
but I think I like The Office better.
Yeah,
because there are seasons of Parks and Rec, just like there's seasons of The Office that aren't quite as good.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot more of The Office that was good because it was like 9 or 10 seasons. Parks and Rec's only like 5, and there's after a while there's a couple of layers like the last season or two. There's some not so good episodes.
Yeah.
But and long storylines that aren't very good. But those first 2 or 3 seasons of Parks and Rec, man. So good.
Well, we also watched and showed Maya. Everything's a showing Maya stage now, which it sounds like the same thing with
Cameron. Yeah.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind for the first time, and it's been so fucking long since I've seen that movie.
I was just thinking the other day that I need to watch it because I remember nothing about it.
Yeah, I didn't.
The big scenes, but that's it.
It's a little bit long, but like it's the same as probably any Steven Spielberg movie. Like you don't care. I guess and it's not something we're gonna watch all the time. Like it's good for that. Like when you sit down and just want to be sucked into a movie and forget about shit for a while. Like it's great on that. And I'm almost thinking like I always said with the Stranger Things, it's Goonies and it's E.T. and Stephen King, but like there are exact like scenes or like moods that they steal from this movie. Like I think that actually this movie is one of the bigger influences for Stranger Things.
Could be. Like I need to watch it again.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch it, let me know because it even takes place in Indiana. It has that like muggy summer feel. Like it's just like this weird feeling about it.
Maybe I'll watch that soon because I like that kind of shit anyway. So. And
then I watched one of the episodes just because I felt like I had to of Unsolved Mysteries. The new stuff, which it was fine. It just didn't. I described it to Abby like the new Evil Dead movie, where it has the name, and it's kind of almost there, but like they could have called it something else. It's not
I didn't
the
really
same.
like the new Evil Dead all that much.
I did really like it,
fine.
but like I love the end scene when like she ends up getting the chainsaw in her hand and she's like it's raining blood and its house is on fire. Like I fucking love that scene. But if you watch that movie, you start to realize that like the Evil Dead name is used very loosely. Like it's for marketing. I feel like it's not what it is.
That's what I remember. I think I would have liked it more actually if it didn't have the Evil Dead name on it.
Yeah, and that's why they get. I don't know if you've watched it yet, but they have the music. There's no host, which I think is a big thing for me because you always need this.
That dude was frightening.
Yeah, and that's when I used to watch it in my upstairs room. That's how young I was, and in the dark by myself, and used to scare the shit like the UFOs, the ghost episodes, like the serial killer or not serial killers, but like somebody getting killed and like they never found the murderer. Used to fucking terrify me as a kid.
Me too.
And then at the end, like if you or anybody you know has anything that can help.
Yeah, it made it seem like a smaller world, right? Like you're probably going to see this person. Like there's a good chance that you're going to see him. So you have to write down his number and call him. Yeah. And it's just like, holy shit, like I'm going to see this guy fucking tomorrow probably when I go to the store with my mom.
Yeah. So I'll go with nails and
fucking scanning for that fucking guy now too.
You had a lot of. It's good that you ended up as good as you did because you seem like you could have got pretty fucked up.
Thank God the Big Boss Man took care of business because I would have been checking for nails to this day.
Well, actually, Big Boss Man took care of business, but you're still worried about the kid from Are You Afraid of the Dark too. So now you got. So now you got to worry about
once I moved here, I didn't have the woods behind me. I wasn't as worried about.
Oh, okay. You just had Morgan.
Cold.
Yeah, Morgan Von Lore.
Yeah. Yes, I did. That's true.
And fuck, I just realized that there was something else because I didn't write them down and I usually do, but it was like those are like the really watch Super Size Me too. Randomly.
I was really excited to go try that restaurant. Apparently, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that they would close it.
Yeah, I guess it was only open for a few days.
Oh, I know what it was. I think that you brought it up a couple episodes ago. I watched Midsummer 2 nights ago.
Oh, okay. What'd you think? You don't know what to think, do you?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go back and watch it.
No, I would never watch it again, but it was good.
Yeah, I don't.
It could be about 25 minutes shorter.
It was very long, and I appreciate a lot of stuff. Like, it looked really good, and I feel like everything was there. But once it was over, I just kind of went like,
yeah. But when those old people jump off the fucking cliff, you're like,
oh yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah. And then so yeah, it was a thing that happened. I did it. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. I can't say that I disliked it, but I can't say that I'm gonna run back to it.
I'm a fan of the cult stuff. The cult stuff freaks me out. My favorite VHS, what do you call it? What do you call that? A movie within an anthology?
Oh, the VHS story? VHS, yeah, I don't know. One of
But
the parts of VHS, yeah.
Yeah. Is that cult part
The
on
one
the
with the
second
hands coming out?
It's in like the where everybody like kills himself all at the same time, and they're all in the room, and they're all kind of like facing different ways, and all of a sudden they all just start.
Is it the one where like
and there's like kids and stuff?
Yeah,
and,
they go in and there's
they're
kids
like
at the
doing
desk.
like a video. Yeah,
and like isn't there some woman giving birth?
Yes,
like,
it's haunting as shit.
And the devil ends up coming out, right? Or like a demon.
It's awesome. It's great.
Well, that whole movie, the second one is so good. The second VHS is a fantastic movie.
First one's great too. Third one, oh man, what a disappointment.
Did we watch that together? The Viral? We did, didn't we?
Maybe. We were both just like, oh wow,
yeah.
This is bad.
But 1 and 2 are fantastic. But I mean, speaking of that,
Last Exorcism's great. There's so many.
Ty West doing VHS, and like I think we talked about before, The Sacrament is one of my favorite movies.
I love Sacrament.
It's so fucking good. And if you actually read up on Jim Jones, like it's almost like an exact telling of everything that happened there. But like it's done so well with the Vice documentary idea and all that crap. Like,
dude, so I actually didn't know that it was a Jim Jones thing when I went in to watch The Sacrament.
Oh yeah, I had no idea.
But like 6 months prior, I had went through this Jim Jones phase of like not, how can you say a Jim Jones phase? But it was like, I think I read about it or heard about it on a podcast. Maybe it was even Tom Steve Dave or something like that. And he was talking about it. And I went down a rabbit hole with it for like days, and just like looking at all the pictures and what they actually put out there on like Time Magazine and all like the stuff. And
it was a big fucking deal, I feel. Like it was.
Dude, I read about it forever and like literally it engulfed me for like 2 or 3 days. And then I went to watch Sacrament. And I'm sitting there watching it one night, and I was just by myself. I put the kids to bed, and I was kind of like, I think it was a cult, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. This is the Jim Jones thing. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that movie though.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I got right now.
That's all right. We should probably get to the main event.
The main event.
I mean, there's so much to talk about with this one.
Now, I for some reason, I think I remember growing up, I remember the box art. And I remember the box art, though, of part 2, because it had the backpack with, like, the Freddy glove and Jason, I feel, on Sleepaway Camp 2. Like, a girl's out in the woods, and she's like, I remember that being the poster. And I remember just wanting to know about these movies. And then I ended up, I think, getting it from, like, Blockbuster when I worked there. And funny thing, I was watching it with Abby last night. The first time I ever watched it, I made Abby watch it with me. And she
first time I ever watched it, Brandy watched it with me.
Yeah, she likes it up until the end, which we'll get to.
Oh yeah, we'll get to
that. But I really like this movie. I'll start out with saying that.
Here's my biggest issue.
It has some low budget, problems, but.
So that is my issue. I watched a DVD version that I bought at a pawn shop in probably 2003. No, it would have been 2004. It was the first summer that my parents bought the condo.
Okay.
And I remember being at a pawn shop and being like, oh shit, they have Sleepaway Camp. I had heard about Sleepaway Camp. So I bought it. And I mean, this version, it is not polished. It was by like Legacy Pictures or it was
the reason why there's like 20 million Texas Chainsaw Massacre DVDs
out
there.
Yeah. Exactly. I need a polished version of Sleepaway Camp, and that is obvious. There's tracking lines at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So it was a rough fucking copy. But Brandy watched it with me again, actually, last night. I'm sitting there with my iPad taking notes. She was probably like, what a fucking loser this guy is.
Hey, at one point, Abby yelled, "Hey, take this down!" Like Abby would yell notes at me. So,
Oh, she had notes? Oh,
yeah.
Jesus. Oh, these notes. I'm telling you, I'm surprised how many notes I got out of this movie.
Yeah, I mean it's a short one. This is a Brad Plus, a Brad Pro, if you will.
Yes,
That's
82 minutes,
Yep.
just about. Yep.
Yep. That's why, I kept not being able to watch it. And I think when I texted you, it was like, well, I'm gonna fucking watch it tomorrow night. And then it's like, I'm not that bummed because it's like it's not gonna take me that long to do this. Like,
No.
but so the movie started out just fucking in your face all of a sudden. There's this intense music.
Yeah.
There's cabins. There's nobody there. They're just showing you the camp, but then it slowly gets you around to saying that the camp. It looked like the camp is, which makes no sense. They show you like a sheriff's note on it, and it says like for lease or for sale on the Camp Arawak. Like how do you say it? Arawak.
Arawak.
Arawak. Okay, Arawak sign. But then it never really, it never comes. There's nothing about it like being bought or anything, right?
I didn't really understand that either at the beginning. Like, what was the point of that? I could see like after
Yeah.
said accident,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't understand that either. Or maybe they're saying that that's the now, and then they go back, and then they go.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand that either.
And I don't know if it was supposed to be a curse thing like Friday the 13th, but Friday the 13th lets you know like a kid fucking died here. The camp shut down, and this is the first year it's reopened. Like this one gives you no information if it is because of said accident. The accident we're talking about is that after that we get to a scene with a father and his two kids on a schooner. I am guessing that's what that is. It's a small little sailboat.
You know, I like that. I like that you pulled the schooner in there. That's good.
And they're just hanging out, having fun, being brother and sister. And then another guy rushes to the beach and he's like, "Hey, we gotta go meet Doc. Doc's waiting on us."
And then the kids are like, "But is this person gonna be there?" It's like, "No, it's just gonna be the Doc." I'm like, "Who the fuck is this Doc?"
All at the same time, we cut to, and this is one of the low budget problems this movie has now. But I'm all for this type of stuff. The fucking acting, and we cut to these teenage kids that are pulling this they're skiing. And this girl wants to drive the boat. No, the guy, you can't handle the boat.
Yeah, he's like, "Fuck you. Just you can't handle this."
But then she gives him she uses her sexual power.
She does. But the person that's getting pulled by the boat does not seem into it at all and is dragged around that lake for what seems like a long fucking time.
Yeah, they're not really checking on her either. It's just kind of...
Yeah, she's just like, "Stop, please. I don't want to do this." And they're like, "I want to drive." And they're like, "No." And he's like, "Okay." Susie behind is like basically drowning back there. They don't even notice.
And the one thing that got me too is that like, yeah, you can maybe not be like, if all of a sudden you let me drive your dad's boat, like I'm not going to be great at it, but I'm also going to know that things go forward with momentum. And those kids with that guy that fell, the kids and the father fell over. They tipped the schooner over, so now they're in the water trying to get to land.
Yeah, they're playing a little trick on their dad.
But they're very close. So if you're driving this boat, you would know that you're going that fast towards like a bank or something like that.
You definitely would.
That's what I didn't get.
I've driven many a boat.
Okay, so then all of a sudden something slips. Or no, the girl skiing is just like, "Hey, people. And then,
yeah. She's like, "Hey, the dickhead, I see them." Which is unbelievable because at that point she was tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean she's been
got
drug around
water
this lake.
spraying in her eyes,
and these two.
She's got one boat in front of her,
and these two people just cannot get it worked out. They don't see the kids at the last second, and then I wrote down in my notes a little bit too quick. Fucking clean beheaded of the father, just boat right over the dad's head. So yeah, clean beheading of the dad, but then you find out not really, because then he's just floating like normal.
Yeah, he's basically doing the old dead man's float that I learned in when I was 5 at swimming lessons.
I got yelled at.
No blood or anything.
I got yelled at the pool that we could go to earlier. The like township pool over here. I like to do that. I like to just float sometimes because it feels good to me. And I was floating, and Maya had to hit me on my back and tell me that the lifeguard was yelling at me because you can't act like you're dead. You're dead in the pool. And so now it's a joke of any time that I go under to like start to do that, Maya's, you shouldn't do it. They're gonna yell at you. And so like now she has to deal with like her dad getting yelled at by the lifeguards and not her. So she has to babysit me.
That's the worst. I've gotten yelled at for like flipping Cameron or like, you know, legit demolishing him, and they're like, "Sir, you can't wrestle in the pool," and I'm like, "Oh."
But then here's the big thing: the just an empty life jacket floats up.
Yeah,
and then it fades.
That's it.
Is there one of the kids is a goner?
Yeah, and you find out that it's the boy, because there's a boy and a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So, flash forward, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's 8 years later, I believe. And then, so there's this lady telling these two kids that they're going to camp, right?
Yeah, and even the first time I watched this, that's a man, right?
Right. I mean, it's so weird. She's so weird.
The whole scene is very weird. The rest of the movie is played pretty normal, but like every time she thinks, like she thinks and she puts her hands up and or her head up and she puts her finger and she's like thinking and like staring away, and it's like it's so weirdly done in this house. Like it feels like a dream the whole time. Like
it feels like a dream sequence. That's exactly it.
Yeah, like it's not real, but we do find.
She's like, well, what am I going to do?
Yeah, everything's overacted. Like it's
really
it's very weird, but we do.
It's almost like the Geico woman. Is that Geico?
What, with Flo?
Flo, yeah, overdoing everything. Like she's like, yeah, I don't know.
But we do get teenage Angela, and it looks like her cousin. I think it's her cousin by that point.
You find out later that there's the boy Richard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And that his name is Ricky.
And
Angela are cousins. You don't find that out for another like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe until they're at camp, and he's like, "This is my cousin." So then you find out, but it's still confusing because obviously that's Angela's aunt.
Yeah, which I mean, you don't even really know that this is the same girl that from earlier. Like,
no,
you can kind of put it together, but it just cuts to this teenage girl. It doesn't say it's her aunt. You figure that out, but. And you do see that these kids are leaving for summer camp, but Angela doesn't talk, and she just has like these cold dead eyes.
Yes, she's frightening almost.
But then there's a weird thing. Why is there even written that their mother, or I guess Ricky's mother, gave them a physical? Did I catch that right?
Physicals, you're welcome. And she acted like she was doing such a favor. Like they would even know at 12 what the fuck she was talking about. And she's like, but don't tell anybody because nobody, even though I'm a doctor, it would probably be frowned upon. And it was so weird. Like the whole scene made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So finally these fucking kids get to camp and this scene ends, which is I was so thankful for. And it almost makes sense by the end why that she's so weird. But like, Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're going to camp, and one of the first things you see is the camp cook.
Yeah.
And he's gross, and I love it because he's sitting there talking about the other camps, and there's this older black gentleman that is also obviously a cook that looks a lot more respectable.
Yeah.
Because the camp cook, the head cook, is kind of a slob, kind of a piece of shit, and he calls the young girls baldies.
Yeah.
Because they don't have pubic hair yet. And it was just like, and I put, no one seems to mind this much.
No, they just, the other chef just gave him a, like it's a normal thing to make comments like that about like teenage girls.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was like, this movie.
Yeah. So, I put the kids are going nuts, but there's a creepy cook and the other dude just laughs and waves him off. But I do remember between the boys at least, Ricky, and then I just keep calling him Quiet Kid. I do remember actually liking most of the kids in this movie. Like on the other like kind of slasher movies we watch, like you end up either not caring or not liking any of the characters, and you do actually like the characters in this movie.
Paul.
Paul. Okay. But there
You
is.
believe Paul are friends from certainly camps prior.
Yeah, and then but there is one person that sticks out, and it's this bitch named Judy. So yeah, there's this bitch named Judy that just fucking, she is not happy that there's another girl around. It seems like, even though I feel like there's tons of girls at camp, she does not like Angela from the fucking get-go.
Well, and you first learn though that because what's his name, Paul, right when he sees Ricky, he's like, dude, Judy got boobs this summer, and then and you learn that Ricky says to what's her name, Angela. He's like, we went steady last year, and she's talking to like an older boy, and Ricky tries to go up to her, and she's too cool for school.
Yep.
She doesn't want anything to do with Ricky. She doesn't have time for her nonsense. But then he calls her a bitch. He's like, you fucking bitch. Don't disrespect me in front of people.
Which I mean, we can talk about it all the way through this, but I have to make a note that this movie made me laugh. Anytime somebody, like, Ricky would say something to somebody, and they would get so mad. Like, during the baseball game, he would just kind of be like, hey, take the bat off your shoulder, and instantly somebody like, hey, fuck you, man. Like, the comebacks in this movie are so fucking fast and so mean every time to Ricky. Like, he just kind of says something and people jump his shit.
Yeah, and he's trying to fight everybody all the time. Ricky is. He's just like, you fuck with somebody, I'm fucking trying to fight you right now. Like 10 people he's trying to fight, just him.
And then we do get introduced after Ricky gets brushed off from that bitch to Short Short's counselor, which fucking usually in a horror movie, somebody dressed like that, or like with like his body, the way he looks, would be into sports or kind of an asshole or just one of those guys. For some reason, this guy is the
most likable character.
Yeah, the nicest guy. He wants to help in any way. So yeah. I was very.
You never really learned what his job is. I just assumed he's just like one of the head counselors or maybe the head counselor, but never really like.
But you never see him with the kids.
But he's super muscular. Yeah, he's super nice to everybody.
But Angela will not eat or talk while they're at, I'm guessing, dinner, lunch. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, they're eating in the mess hall. She won't eat or talk. And so I think that Short Shorts takes her into the kitchen to see if she can get her own meal. Maybe something, she might like.
Yeah, he's being so nice, so kind of.
So Pedo Chef he's just trying to get one over on Angela because he he's all by herself with her. So instantly what you have to do is take her into the fucking stock room. Right.
He's like, hey, come in the walk-in.
Yeah.
See if you find something that you like.
But
yeah, come on, Angela.
But then Ricky fucks his shit up quick.
Ricky is always there just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Until he's not.
And that's why and this is where I start to try to figure out who the killer is. Well, no one's been killed yet. So right. Sorry, I jumped ahead there because
this is where I started to figure out who the killer is. Well, because I know it's coming.
Sorry, yeah, okay. Well, we'll keep going, and then I'll come back to this. I remember I remember always thinking how gross this fucking kitchen looks because of that fly tape that's coming down. Like, that shit's always gross. I haven't
seen that in a long time. Remember, that was much more popular back then.
It was, and if you think about it, it's so gross because they just sit there. Like, I know it's helping, I guess, but it just sits there and you see dead flies all the fucking time.
Yeah, and the chef, he calls her a sweet little cupcake. Ooh. And he starts to take his pants off. Ricky comes in, the chef threatens him. He's like, if you fucking tell anybody, Ricky, I'm gonna I'll fucking boil you and cook you, and I'll fucking feed you to everybody.
Yeah.
Ricky's just like, I just want to get out of here. Angela looks, she doesn't say anything. And I have to say, if I was Judy, I would hate Angela too, because she is fucking weird. She just stares at her while she's sitting there in the bed. Mm-hmm. She doesn't say anything. She just like stares at Judy, and Judy's like, hey, everybody's staring at me this year because I have boobs, but at least they're talking to me. This bitch is weird.
She's not saying shit.
I wouldn't let you eat. Yeah. What's wrong with you, you stupid bitch?
I just want to go back to the fucking chef yelling at Ricky, telling him that he was going to cook him and fucking feed him to everybody.
Yeah, he doesn't really say that. He's just like, don't fucking tell anybody I'm he does threaten him.
But then,
I don't know what he says, though.
But then some time passes, and we get killer vision while Pedo Chef is boiling all the corn that's ever been...
The biggest pot of water I've ever seen, right?
That's ever been grown ever and piled and cooked is this corn. Like, I don't even know how you keep all that water boiling. That's the other thing.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. You should have seen how much salt he was putting in that water for all this corn. It's crazy.
But then the killer vision, you end up seeing him getting pushed into the shelf, and he's fighting back, and the killer keeps pushing him, and he's not going to fall into that water. Not Chef, not Pedo Chef.
As if he was going to go into this water anyway.
Yeah.
Pedo Chef was not a tall man. Remember, Ben, that's the
other cook?
Nice cook, the older cook. Ben is sitting on the chair. Pedo Chef's already pissed off when he gets into the kitchen. He's like, get the fuck off the chair, Ben, you fuck. And so Ben's like, all right. Ben's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's really like, no problem. No problem.
Yeah, second nicest guy in the camp. Yeah. Next to Shorts there.
Yeah.
And so he leaves, and the Pedo Chef's sitting there. That pot came up to maybe like the bottom of his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no way he was ever going in this thing.
Yeah.
The fact that he even let it spill on him, which I know you haven't gotten to yet.
Well, I mean, that's where we're going next.
Is extremely questionable.
Mm.
Like you didn't have to grab onto that pot on your way down. You could have just fell.
Just fell back. And especially if you're standing on a chair and someone's pushing you like in your mid back, you could probably lean back and fall on them if you really want to.
And this is most likely a kid.
Yeah. And he's a large man.
He was huge. And he was like, whoa. And it was like, whoa, I don't want to go into the pot. And it was like, you're not going to go into the pot. The angle's wrong, dick.
Now I see why you have such a problem with this movie.
Well, I didn't have a problem with it. I love this movie. But I was just, if I'm going to pick it apart a little bit, I had a problem with that.
He ends up grabbing the pot of water. The water falls back on him. He falls on the ground. I do love this shot of the boiling arms, or the boil. It's burned him, and you just get this like shaking arm shot.
It looks pretty good.
It looks great until they cut to his face, and then there's the longest screaming scene ever. It just keeps going.
I didn't register that. That's too funny.
Yeah, he just like I made the note about the arms, and then he just keeps screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming, and then the other chef comes in, and then fucking and then it cuts to him on the stretcher when he's all wrapped up. I think he's still screaming when he's on the stretcher. I'm
sure, and like the cop said, I think the cop was like, "Man, that must hurt. The agony that he's in right now must be fucking bad." Like the cop looks like he's just like, I can't even believe this shit.
Oh, the cop is hilarious to me. The shit he says where he doesn't give any help. He's just like, well, that must fucking suck.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, this guy's fucked. Why do you think that he pulled the fucking water down? There was no way he was going into that pot. He's not tall enough.
Yeah. But then, and I don't know the owner of the camp or whoever this guy, but he pulls Ben to the side and he's like, Ben, you want to be a new kitchen manager?
Yeah, he's like, I give you $50 a week.
Ben's like, oh, well, I mean, I feel bad, but fuck yeah, I want that money.
Yeah, he's like, I would have pushed him in the pot.
If I would have known that was on the table, I would have done it a long time ago.
I would have done that last year.
So Ben's the new kitchen manager, which actually, once again, adds nothing to the story.
Never comes back into the story. No, Ben's just there. All right. But what we do learn here is that the camp owner really doesn't give a shit what happens to anybody, but he wants to keep his camp name clean.
Yeah,
he doesn't want a reputation for people getting killed. So he's like, no, this was likely just an accident, and he obviously wants to brush this under the rug. So you do learn that here.
Yeah, and so now I can say this is when I started thinking that maybe Ricky had something to do with it, because Angela's not killing people because she's fucking weird and quiet. Not Andy. Ricky's the only one that was in that room to know what was about to happen to Angela.
Yeah, but to me, Angela's the red herring. So I think that it is Angela right off the bat, which makes me think that it's not Angela, because why would you make me think it's the fucking weirdo right away and have it actually be the weirdo? Yeah. So I think it's Angela, but at the same time, I'm like, it couldn't be Angela. That's too easy.
All right. Well, we're off to a shaky start here, because there might even be characters we haven't even been introduced to yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I think we've got everybody.
We haven't really hit the female counselor who
Meg,
obviously does not like Angela.
Yeah, the other fucking bitch that I have. Oh, we'll get to Meg.
Okay, we'll get to Meg.
So then we cut to the boys' cabin, and they are playing. They are playing practical jokes on people.
The old ass to the face.
Yeah,
trick.
the whole ass to. Even though I looked at Abby at one point, I was like, I've hung out with like a group of boys. I've had sleepovers with other boys, and I guess you would fuck with them, but like this never happened.
No,
I never even thought about like the shaving creams happened, I guess, but like I think I did the shaving cream at your house, didn't we?
I didn't remember if we ever did the shaving cream. Did we do it? I asked Brandy if she ever did. She said no, and I didn't. But I know we hit Ben Costa up pretty hard one night.
Yeah, I think Ben Cost got the shaving cream. And then and then there might have been another time, and I don't know if it's the same night or like another time. Wasn't he the one that we tried to stick his hand in warm water?
Did we really?
I thought we did.
I know that we attached a whole bunch of shit to his hair.
Yeah, it was always Ben. Did anything ever happen to me? I never fell asleep first, did I?
Yeah, Ben always fell asleep.
It was always him.
But he just always got fucked.
I think I was always scared too. Like I think once I saw it happen to somebody else, I was like, it could happen to me.
I can't fall asleep. Yeah.
So yeah, the old ass to the face happened.
Which was later used in heavyweights to punish Tony Perkis.
I've never seen heavyweights.
You've never seen heavyweights?
Never seen heavyweights. One of Abby's favorites, but I have not seen it.
It's on Disney Plus. No, it's not. I lied.
I thought it was.
Maybe it is. It's really good though.
Next time, the next episode we'll weigh in on heavyweights.
Fair enough.
So then there is so much fucking crop tops on guys and so much fucking baseball going on. I don't know as a guy like why this decision was made. I get why girls can wear it, and I know it's the 80s, but why girls can wear it. It's sexy, it's showing off your stomach, and you might even get like a little under boob. There's no reason for a guy maybe to show off his stomach.
You know, some of these guys have the stomach to show. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's better looking stomach than I got.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's one of those things where if you have it, I mean, fucking wear a crop top.
But think about it. Like, I mean, people are going to look back at what these kids are wearing now. I keep seeing guys in cutoff jean shorts again.
Yeah.
And I think it's somewhat being used as like, hey, look, I'm funny and I have a funny personality and playful. But it's not always. Like, and I don't really, there's a fine line there. Like,
hey, look at me. I'm cool.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You're drawing attention to yourself. And whenever somebody draws attention to themselves like that, I'm always like, I was at the pool 2 nights ago. Or was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday. I was at the pool in my neighborhood. First time we went this year. We went at 7, and they closed to sanitize it at 6 something. So it's like we were like, we might be the only ones there. We were so wrong. Mm-hmm. And so this dude comes up to me, and I'm wearing my new sunglasses. I just got them, and so they're kind of cool look because they make everything yellow.
Yeah.
It looks like Fallout all the time, and I really like it. And so I was wearing them in the pool because it was warm and bright out. And I wasn't really planning on doing that much swimming. So I was just wearing them. Brandy was wearing hers too. And this guy comes up to me, and he's a big, kind of overweight, cool looking black guy. He's like, dude, I just want to tell you, you look so cool. And right when he said that, I was like, I feel like a ginormous douche that I'm wearing these sunglasses in this pool.
Was he being for real though?
No, he was. And
okay.
he was like, you know who you remind me of? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, Teen Wolf. And I didn't know what to say to this fucking guy.
What, did you have your hair down and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because my hair was wet.
I mean, so I guess your hair. Yeah, your hair's down. You have the sunglasses. I mean, I guess
I have kind of a beard. And he was like, "You're too young to have that much facial hair." And I was like, "I'm 36." He was, and he kind of looked surprised. He's like, "I thought you were 22." And I didn't even know what to say to the guy because I was like I look like Michael J. Fox, like when he's the wolf. Like, are you getting me confused with Styles? Like I didn't understand. I was like, I hope he's not thinking of his dad when his dad wolfs out. But like, I was like, I mean, do I look like fucking Michael J. Fox up in here? And I don't think he meant anything by it. He was kind of an older dude. Yeah. But like, I just felt like such a dick. I don't know.
I mean, keep wearing them. I don't know.
Oh, I'll wear the sunglasses, but maybe it's not in the pool again. But it's very bright out.
What's a man to do?
It's a wolf to do.
So they have a pretty good comeback here. While they're playing baseball, they're talking shit to each other, and Ricky gets the old "eat shit and live," which I really liked, because that would be worse than eating shit and dying.
Yeah,
You know?
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
You know, I will say this made me want to go to summer camp. I want to go play baseball all day and do all this kind of stuff. It looks so much fun.
Well, I was talking to Abby about it, and
But I don't want to eat the food, and I don't want to have to go to sleep at a certain time.
Well, Abby went to one when she was a kid. I never went to one. I always saw them in movies, and I want to find out if there's an adult summer camp that actually has nothing to do with sex. Like, actually, like, we just go as adults and do exactly what kids
Like
do.
crafts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Camp Wilson.
Yeah.
Camp Wilson was super fun.
Yeah.
It was only 3 or 4 days, but it was
And
super
I think
fun.
I'd have to go, like, if they are, like, strictly enforce the whole, boys have to sleep with boys, girls with girls, then I have to go with people I know, because I don't know how fucking cool it'd be with, like, a bunch of dudes I don't know just sleeping in a cabin.
Yeah, it would be slightly weird. And then somebody comes up to you like, you know, you look like T-Bone. And I'm like the wolf. Or
just have the
like
whole
when Scott
conversation.
is just himself. Like,
Though we could I could have my first like panty raid. We could all, there'd be a bunch of angry 40-year-old women, I think, upset with us. So like we go over and just throw their underwear everywhere.
yeah, we just tie them to like and we like make, it would, so many things to do. But it did look like fun to me.
It does. And I don't really remember anything from this other than they're just playing baseball.
They're just playing baseball.
Yeah.
We probably spent way too much time.
Yeah, and then we get to the social night, and
Which is also heavyweightish.
Oh, really? There's a social and heavyweights?
Yeah, but obviously heavyweights was after this.
Yeah.
But.
Angela's sitting, by herself, like Angela does, and some boys get up some courage to go talk to her, even though they don't need much courage because it's Angela.
Yeah.
And this has one of my favorite things, which could never happen in a movie now. One of the guys, like, they keep talking to her, she won't talk to him back, and one of the guys just looks at her and goes, "Hey, yo, Angela, why you so fucked up?" And I had a field day with that. I really like that.
And she just fucking stares at him like the deadlights are falling off of her. She doesn't know whether she's on Mars or what. And they're trying to get her to skinny dip.
Yeah.
They're like, come on.
Yeah. And once again, fucking bitch Judy is not happy that all the guys aren't paying attention to her.
No, any time it's not good.
Yeah.
I believe, do they call her Looney Tunes?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I put that down on here.
I think
'cause
everything.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, everything is very non-PC in this. Like they go fucking hard on Angela, and
They do.
she just stares at him, and they end up
Yeah.
going away. But then nice boy, what'd you say his name was? Ricky's
Paul.
friend, Paul comes over and he approaches her with some respect,
Yeah.
And I think she actually says something back to him, like he says like good night, like they talk, or actually he just talks at her for a while. And then he leaves, and he's like, good night or whatever. And she, like, I think she gives him a good night back.
Yeah, I think that she was kind of like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It sounds like this guy kind of digs me.
Yeah.
And, okay, hold on. The cousin sticks up for her again.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
When that happens, and the fisticuffs ensue.
Yep. Wait, how did you spell ensue? Because I have the same note.
Ensue, I have ENSUE.
That's how I have. Okay. Yeah.
I feel good about that.
Yeah.
I feel like we're probably right.
Yeah.
So we now know the beginning family was Angela's family. We do know that now.
We do.
Yes, that was told, and I don't know how. Maybe it was the cousin was like, "Man, your fucking family
her family died in front of her or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Mhm.
Or maybe she says it. Does she say it to him, or does she just say goodnight at that point? But we know it somehow.
Okay.
Ricky's friend likes Angela, and seems like Angela may like him, is what I have here.
Mhm.
Because, she says goodnight.
Mm-hmm.
This next part didn't make a lot of sense to me, but go on.
The skinny dipping part?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a bunch of I think it's the counts. Oh, yeah. I wrote, there are tons of counselors all of a sudden. So, there's a bunch of girls, there's a bunch of boys, and the boys are trying to get the girls to go skinny dipping. Girls aren't having it, and they're just making fun of it. All of a sudden, all the boys get naked. They run and jump in the water.
They're just floating there together. Like, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
this is cool, man.
The girls are out there with all their clothes on. We're in here with none. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And some guy, I don't even know how, he gets stuck underneath a flipped over like boat.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem worried. He just stays there.
While he was trying to like hit on a girl, right? And she like it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And then he's just under the boat for a while, and then all of a sudden, somebody else pops up inside the boat. We do get a clue here. Somebody with brown hair pops up, fucking drowns the dude. Here's what I don't get.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is one of the guys that was picking on Angela, but we're not even sure.
Yeah, I wasn't actually sure who this guy was. I think I'm with you. I just assumed that it was one of those guys.
That's what I didn't like about this killing, is that it meant nothing to me. I was just kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
Like some dude just died.
And then somehow overnight, this guy has decomposed like to hell and back. Like, I don't think, and I have never seen a real dead body or paid it like, but he seems a little bit too decomposed for what happened the night before.
That was crazy. Yeah. Things really escalated quickly with that one.
Yeah.
But he's still under the boat.
Yeah.
And it's the boats now like on land.
So right now we're up to, and this is actually the first death, because if you think about it, Pedo Chef didn't die.
Yeah.
That we know of.
We don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
But we do know Ben took over.
Yes.
how Ben did as head cook, we don't know.
We'll never know.
I assumed it was good.
But Ben, no spoilers yet.
Well, maybe not, because later, I believe Ricky goes back to the den. He said, dinner didn't make me feel very good. I need a snack.
Yeah, and the counselor was even on his side. He's like, yeah, dinner wasn't very good.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Ricky.
Yeah.
Dinner was fucked today.
Yeah.
So maybe Ben,
Maybe Ben's not. Maybe that's why he never got the big promotion. But now the owner of the camp was in a sticky situation. He was like, "Hey Ben, if you shut the fuck up, I'll give you $50 a week."
And speaking of a sticky situation, the owner of the camp again doesn't want anything bad to happen to the camp. He's talking to the cop and he's like, "Just don't fucking call this. This kid probably slipped.
Yeah, slipped, fell, decomposed.
Yep, he died.
Yep.
Yeah, quick."
So then Judy is once again not happy with Angela getting the attention of Nice Boy. She sends, this is where it gets weird. This bitch Meg, the fucking old counselor, or not old, but she's fucking older. She's somebody you're supposed to be like looking up to. She's just doing whatever Judy says, and she goes over and acts like a complete fucking bitch to Angela.
Yeah,
and breaks up her and Nice Kid. And like, I don't get what mind control. I don't get what mind control Judy has over Meg.
Yeah, it's like I didn't understand either. Like, because Meg seems like the older one, and anytime Judy starts to like roll her eyes, Meg goes
is on
from
it.
1 to a 10.
Yeah,
she's like, "Fucking, I hate this Angela bitch. Judy's my best friend."
Well, Judy has boobs now.
Judy's boobs are the greatest power in the whole movie.
The nice guy gets a kiss though. Paul. and Judy gets fucking involved again and just like, nice guy's fucking kissing people. I ain't having that shit.
Yeah, and Judy's like, I'm gonna start flirting with Paul. Yeah. Paul, what's up, Paul?
I fucking hate Judy so much, man. But then
she's the ultimate antagonist.
Like, we're building up to something. Like they are making sure you fucking dislike Judy.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything happens between this, but my next note is the cabin when they fucking with the shaving cream, right? Is that what happens next?
So I do have that. Did you say that Paul kissed Angela twice?
Yeah.
After the movie? Okay.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yep.
Yeah, nice guy.
Judy starts to flirt with nice guy Paul.
Yeah.
Shaving cream trick. And the fucking dude, they do the shaving cream, looks kind of like Spaz from Meatballs.
Yeah.
In a way, if you're a Meatballs guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's a fatter version of Spaz, but he's like, what the fuck? He pulls out a knife.
Okay.
And starts chasing the kid around. And everybody's just like,
they're okay with it.
Deal.
Yeah, I wrote. Does this guy really have a fucking just straight razor that he's running around with? Like,
yeah, and then the counselor comes in. He's like, "You might get this back at the end of the year," and he just puts it on a shelf for him to get again and kill again with. I mean,
kill again.
It didn't make any sense.
Hey, maybe instead of like taking a comedic way, maybe that was them trying to tell us like he does have a knife.
Dude, I thought I was in The Outsiders or the fucking Warriors for a second with this scene.
And then I have that Angela is just sitting by herself again, and nice guy sneaks up behind her and covers her eyes and says, "Guess who?" This bitch has two names. This bitch has two names that she says. She says Ricky. Ricky's wrong. Her next guess, Burt Reynolds.
Okay, suddenly Angela's got a little cleverness.
Yeah.
Oh, like, this bitch hasn't said two words, and all of a sudden she's like Burt Reynolds. Fuck you, Angela. You fucking prick. No wonder Judy hates you so fucking much.
Well, my next note, I don't remember what happened here. My next note is Judy is the worst. So I'm guessing Judy fucked something up again.
They're all the worst.
Yeah.
Angela's a piece of shit.
I go back. The only person that I like in this whole thing is Shorts, Ben, and probably Ricky, even though Ricky has a short temper.
I like the owner of the camp. I swear he's in a Seinfeld episode.
Really?
Yeah.
And then hold on, I put, why does this camp counselor care? She starts my notes start to not make sense here
because she isn't in the shower and she won't answer it. And then Shorts intervenes and he's like, "Hey, don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah,
it's fine."
I put, she starts shaking the fuck out of Angela. Who does that? Who starts shaking?
I think it's the counselor. I think it's Meg.
Oh, Meg's back at it again?
Meg. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I got really spotty here, and I don't know why. I don't know if I was talking to Abby or something.
The next note I have, they're fucking tearing Angela down again. It's like, why haven't you taken a shower? It's because of your puberty, because you haven't gotten your period,
that's because
you're a lesbian. And then the counselor fucking hits Judy in her tirade. Wait, the counselor hits Judy in her tirade. Oh, the nice counselor, because there is a nice counselor.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked about her yet, but she's just kind of there.
Yeah.
She's just kind of like, it's fine. She acts exactly how she should act. Like, she's like, Angela's just fucking weird. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. How counselors should act, not just fucking snap your fingers. I have boobs. Go fuck with Angela. Yeah. Like, that should not happen.
Nope.
And then I have, are they actually having a fucking balloon fight on the roof?
Yeah, and it was about as gay as the skinny dipping.
And see, and see,
not that there's anything wrong with that. I have no issue with that.
That's what I'm wondering.
Really
I'm wondering
weird.
if this, like, between the which something we'll find out later with Angela's father, the man ant at the beginning, and a lot of like the short shorts and the crop tops. I'm wondering if this was like one of like the first like gay horror movies.
Oh, are you meaning like it's kind of like a Freddy 2? You watch it a few times, you're like, is this gay?
Yeah.
Is this movie gay?
Like it has, like a gay writer, gay director. Just there's some gay influence because. Yeah, it is.
There's a very gay scene coming up too. Very gay.
I just.
Well, it was weird. We'll get to it.
But yeah, they're having a fucking balloon fight on the roof, which it's fucking dangerous, man.
Yeah.
That's the problem I had with it.
And then Angela's walking across the yard. One of them launches it at her and fucking takes her out. like it must have been the biggest water balloon you ever saw. 'Cause she's like down for the count. Wasn't it a water balloon?
I think so. Which might answer my question, because the note I have next is so this kid goes to take a shit, and it cuts to the window like above him, and a hole is cut into the screen, and a bee's nest is put in there. I don't know why he's getting killed. Was he one of the like? Did he do anything?
I think he was one of the ones that threw the water balloon.
That threw the water balloon.
But before that, the thing you missed again is that the brother or the cousin, what's his name?
Ricky
wants to fight all the kids on the that was balloon, and then some of the kids that were throwing the balloon. One of the kids was so awkward looking. He looked like he was 11, and he was all chunky, and he was kind of with the cool kids, and he had his collar puffed. And I was like, how the fuck is this kid hanging with these other kids? It was really weird.
There's a certain number of people you need for a balloon fight, especially on the roof, in case one falls off.
Well, and there was only like 6, and it was like they had the shortest shorts you ever seen on.
Yeah.
And it was like they were running around having just a hell of a time.
Though I will. So now going back to the bees, the guy dies. I will say that out of the three, so far, now we might not agree with why two happened. So far, this movie does have some creative deaths. If you're used to like a Friday the 13th or something, like they are killing people in different ways, which I do like.
I liked the bee death. I thought it was awesome, and the makeup again was awesome. It was way over exaggerated, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So then Angela's just fucking wandering around by herself. I don't know who the fuck let her out by herself. Like the girl that doesn't talk or do anything.
The owner is upset again because he's got another death.
Okay.
And he says there's only 25 kids left. Yeah. So apparently something happened where the parents were alerted.
Yeah.
And there's only 25 kids left.
Ooh. So then she has a little like while she's out by herself, she meets up with a nice guy. They have a nice little time on the beach. A little walk, a little necking, a little
sexy time.
Yeah, but then it stops, and we have a flashback.
Stop. We have the flashback. I was talking about the really gay.
Yeah, so this is when you find out that Angela's dad was gay, and that's who in the beginning was asking for Doc. We got to go find Doc.
So, and it was really awkward. The scene was, they weren't kissing or like making, they weren't fucking or anything like that. They were just holding each other in each other's arms and staring into each other's eyes, like, and for like a long time. It went on so long, like it was uncomfortable to like that they had like I'm sure the actors were uncomfortable like with how long this scene went on of just looking into each other's eyes or whatever they were doing. It was very awkward.
Yeah, because I feel like that. I mean, whatever you're doing with whoever you're doing it with, you don't hold people and just look in their eyes that long.
No, it was really awkward. It was really weird.
So she freaks the fuck out because she has this, she has the flashback. She gets up and nice guy's just like, oh fuck, what did I do wrong? Like I wasn't.
What did I do?
Yeah, I wasn't even coming in hot and heavy. Like I was playing it slow.
I was racking.
Yeah, like I was slow walking to second base. I wasn't running or trying to steal it.
Yeah, he was acceptably doing what he just should do.
Yes.
And Angela said no, and she left.
Yeah, and then he catches up to her, tries to apologize. Guess who the fuck interrupts it?
Judy.
That bitch, Judy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
She has a radar at this point. She's fucking looking out for what Angela's doing because she is like obsessed with anything and everything Angela does. Like she just has it out for her.
Yeah. And the next couple notes don't make any sense, so you can fill in the blanks. I put, Angela caused the cunt Judy. Look at the balls on nice guy. God damn it, Judy. Those are my notes. Do you know what happened next? Because I don't. Is this when Angela kisses nice guy or Judy kisses nice guy?
Yes, they're playing capture the flag.
Oh, okay.
And he tries to apologize, but she basically tells him to fuck off. But then Judy and Paul are making out in the woods, and both of the cousins see. So Ricky and there's too many fucking names. Ricky and Angela see them. But Judy was kind of like making Paul do it. She was like, "How was that? See, wasn't that good?" And she was like, "I guess." Like he didn't want to do it at all.
Yeah, that's right. Because he
doesn't like Judy.
Paul got pressured in all this. I don't fault Paul. He was a confused man at this point.
Yeah, well, he just got told to fuck off. And,
but the owner is starting to side eye Ricky a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to think about.
Yeah, he's
Ricky.
like, there's a lot of people getting hurt, a lot of people dying, and Ricky seems to be around it all. He's always around. Hold on, and then Ricky's trying to help Angela and won't let him. Although, okay, so the owner goes over and starts like, it's fucking weird. He starts shaking Ricky and like screaming at him like he's fucking killing everybody. I think the owner's slowly having a meltdown because he's scared his camp's going to get shut down. And at the same time, they start fucking with Angela, and I think they go to throw Angela into the water.
Yeah, so Paul was trying to talk to Angela again, and Judy is like, she was a fucking prude, fuck that. And Paul's like, fuck this. And then Judy is trying to get Angela to go for a swim. She's like, Angela, just fucking come swimming, you fuck. Like, you're so weird, just come in. Like, why aren't you still avoiding this? Like, it's like halfway through the summer. You're being such a fucking stick in the mud about everything. So then the counselor comes up, Meg, and she's like, fuck it, let's throw her in the water.
Oh, yeah.
So
this is when Meg interjects herself again.
Yes, and the owner's like holding Ricky back because he thinks he's the killer.
Yeah.
It was quite a clusterfuck there for a second.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
big shit was happening.
Yeah, and then Angela gets thrown into the water, and Ricky goes to save her, which I fucking love this. Ricky goes to save her, starts walking her back like, it's okay, Angela, don't worry. Those girls are just pricks. Don't worry about it. And this like little kid comes and like throws sand on her. Did you catch that? like once they get off the dock, there's like this little kid and he just like fucking throws sand, and Ricky's just like, fuck you, like every other comeback in this, just fuck you, little kid. And like they keep walking.
Ricky does have balls, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, I would love to have Ricky on my side.
Yeah.
So then we find out that everybody gets a night off. All the counselors get a night off.
Well, no.
Oh no?
No. Two of them get nights off, but some of them are working.
Oh, okay.
Like you have to take the young kids camping, and then you got to go fucking, go do the movie or whatever's going on in that one room. But Meg is off, and somebody else is off.
Meg is off, and for fucking some reason, she's into the old dude owner.
Yeah, she's like, hey, you want to fucking date? And she's like, 9 o'clock at my place. So he looks surprised too, and he's like, well, fuck.
Which who's eating dinner at 9:30?
Yeah, what time are you eating dinner? He's like fucking 9:30.
Yeah.
Maybe he was eating.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all the girls are in line for the shower.
Yeah.
Meg has no fucking patience for this, so she's like, I'm gonna go take a shower. Over
She's
there.
the best.
Yeah, she's
Meg.
just like, I don't have time for these fucking. I need to go take a shower, like, because I need to get clean for this old dude that no matter what I looked like or smelled like, he fucked me. But for some reason, I need to take a shower.
Right.
This I fucking love this death though. She's taking a shower. A knife comes through the fucking shower into her spine, and then they slowly pull down. Yeah, I really like this one.
It was good. I have a problem with it later, but I liked it now.
So then Angela makes a plan with nice guy Paul to meet her by the waterfront. Yeah,
later.
She's just like, you know what? I'm sick of all this shit. Like, there's too much.
And it was Paul trying to apologize again. He was like, he should apologize because it's unbelievable how often this guy's apologizing. Because Angela she's a fucking prude bitch. Yeah. Like, she is. She's weird. She has no fucking personality except the one time she's like, Burt Reynolds. And then, but this guy has tried to apologize like 100 times. Yeah. She isn't worth all these apologies.
I don't know, man. The heart wants what the heart wants.
I guess so.
The old man's in a panic because, like, he got his engine revving. He was just like, whoo, 9:30 dinner, 9:45, little Meg. You know what I'm saying?
He's going out looking for you. Yeah, where the fuck is Meg?
Hey, you seen Meg? Shorts, you seen Meg?
Yeah.
Nobody's seen Meg, though.
Nobody's seen Meg.
And then I have a question. So fucking Judy. Oh, yeah, so he busts into Judy's fucking cabin, and she's like making out with the dude. He hides. Why is this young girl Judy just fucking horned up all the time?
I think it's the boobs.
Is that what it is? Because most of the time in horror movies, like, it's always guys. Guys are pressuring girls into whatever, Judy has a new guy around her at all fucking times, and then if Angela even looks at a guy, Judy has to have him. Yeah,
she hates Judy. She hates him.
So yeah, Meg then falls out of the shower when the old man goes looking for her.
And that's why I didn't like it. She like falls before he even gets there. Yeah. And it was like why did she just fall just right now? It just didn't make sense. Yeah. I don't like it when they do that, but whatever.
So he goes and blames Ricky.
Yeah.
And then
fucker. And he's you can tell that he's going out to look for Ricky.
Mm-hmm. And then so then we cut back to Judy and we see a silhouette in the door. It looks kind of like Ricky. And just this light on looking creepy as hell, straight up punches Judy right in the fucking face. Just out. Now, am I supposed to assume that curling iron went up in Judy? Because the curling iron gets picked up and all you see is a shadow. Now, if you were going to stick that curling iron where the sun don't shine, you wouldn't open it. But like you see the shadow.
Missed that. I missed that. I must have been typing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I missed that completely because I put she gets laid out by unknown person whom she recognizes, and then they suffocate her.
See, I thought it looked like Ricky. But that's just my own assumption.
I mean, I knew who it was, so Like,
Oh, the notes get all weird again. I have poor bodybuilder guy.
I put the little kids are on a camping trip, and they want to go back. They're like, "Fuck this, let's just go back." It's like it's cold. This isn't working out. And the camp counselor who took them camping. I was like, "Ah, fuck."
Maybe maybe
right.
that's what it is. Like why I wrote poor bodybuilder. But this is, I think, when Ricky goes to get the candy bars because dinner didn't make him feel that good.
No.
And it's so weird because there's all these people leaving the mess hall area. He goes and talks to that camp counselor. Camp counselor's like, "Fucking go get whatever you want, kid. I don't give a shit." He goes in, gets these candy bars, comes out, and everybody's fucking gone.
Yeah, and the lights came off. The lights came off in that gym before, like, he even got out of there. There was just 100 kids in there. Like, settle down.
Yeah. So that was all done super fucking quick. And this is when I think Old Man finds him. And he just starts beating the ever-living shit out of Ricky.
Okay, hold on. Before that,
did I jump?
You jumped. We found out all the little kids on the camping trip are all dead, which is a disturbing scene.
Oh, okay. So I have that note. I put, what did this guy find in the woods? I could not tell what he was looking at.
That's what I thought it was.
So those are sleeping bags, like with maybe bodies or something in them?
I thought it was the little kids were dead. And so did Brandy, because she was like, "Are those the little kids are dead?" And I was like, "I think so."
I mean, now that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
And then, so then we get back to here. He finds Ricky, starts beating the ever-living shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like that he fucking kills him. Because like he's just on top of him, and you don't see Ricky, of course, but he's just on top and hitting him, and then you eventually don't hear anything.
Right.
And then he gets up, he stands up, looks over, arrow through the throat.
Boom, right through the throat.
Which I liked as well. It was all one shot. You saw that shit go right through him.
And it made sense for a camp.
Yep. So then I have a note that says, "Is that a fucking fake mustache on a cop?" Because when the cop shows up now, that's a fake fucking mustache. Go back and look at that thing.
The owner says, "It can't be you."
With the arrow in his throat?
I believe he said it, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we still don't know.
So now we know it's not Ricky.
Yeah. Because, Ricky's fucking, like, dead. Not really, but Ricky's down for the count right now.
Ricky's down for the count.
So we
Plus
can cross.
He said it can't be you, so he thought it was.
And Judy's out for the count. And Meg's out for the count. So the only people it can be right now is Angela, Nice Guy Paul, and that kid with the shaving cream straight razor. Those are the three, and maybe Ben. I mean, Ben would be a fucking. My mind would be blown if he came back in.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah,
it'd be like, why would you expect me? I mean, you haven't been in this movie since the one guy. Yeah. Shit. But.
So then, shit. So
think about it. He took out the camp counselor, or he took out the other cook.
Uh-huh.
Then he starts chopping down because he couldn't handle cooking for all those kids, so he started chopping down. Yeah, all of a sudden, there's only 25 left. Much more doable. Still making an extra 50 a week.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I see what you're saying. He was like, "There's no way I can cook all this food for all these damn kids."
Maybe it was Ben.
It could have been Ben, but we're about to find out. Nice Guy meets Angela, thinking he's gonna get lucky. And then my next note is that Ricky's alive. So Ricky must have popped back up looking like shit. All beat up, right?
Yes.
And then we see we go back to the beach and I assume this is Angela topless. All you do is see the back. See some girl's back and she's like petting a boy.
Mm-hmm. Making like she's humming.
Yeah.
Haunting.
So then we have another flashback. And this is where your mind, and for a fucking, 30-year-old movie, we have spoilers about to happen. So we cut back to the aunt, which I have a question about this now. So we get the aunt, and the aunt is talking to a little boy. The little boy that we saw at the beginning of the movie on the scooter.
Yes.
And she's so happy that she's going to have a kid, but the problem with that is that she's always wanted a girl.
She already has a boy.
Yeah. So. Now she says when your father left or something like that, could I assume that Angela is her kid and the guy left her because he was gay? Or did I make that all up? Like, there's some little comment she makes of like when your father left or something.
I guess I assumed it was when her father died.
Okay, because we're still under the assumption that that's her aunt, right?
Yes.
Okay. So so she says that she already has a boy, she wants a girl, and then she says Angela, and she says, I like the way that sounds. So
Yeah,
then
from the Angels or something.
Yeah, so you start.
She's still overacting, but this where it makes sense because you're like, this lady's fucking nuts,
fucking weird, and this is where it all starts to make sense, and we can start wrapping up this movie of why we can shit on Angela, but Angela's pretty fucked up at this point.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there being told you're a girl your whole life when you can look down and see your dick, but you've always been told something else, like that can fuck with your head, I would feel.
Right. So then it ends a flashback and the money shot of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Fucking terrifying. It's still, I mean, from the first time I saw this scene to even still now, and I had that CKY shirt even with her face on it, and like, it's fucking terrifying, and I can't tell you why it's terrifying. I don't know if it's because it's obviously a boy's body and they superimposed her face on it. It's the way that she, like, her jaw, her mouth just opens as wide as fucking possible. Like, everything seems wrong about this scene, and we haven't even really described it yet. And then it's this sound she makes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like. So what happens is that we cut back, and Angela is standing over the body of Paul. I like that you lean forward every time you say it. Of Paul, and she's naked, and you realize that she's a boy. She has a knife up, and she has her mouth fucking wide open and just going like I can't even do it.
It's like dinosaurs or something, or it's like and it's like she is transformed into a different person.
Yeah, because she's quiet the whole time. Like, who is this new person that she is?
Yeah, it's like she has become nothing but pure evil, but she's obviously been that the whole time because she's been killing people the entire movie.
Yeah.
So she's been keeping it all in when really she's a fucking maniac. She was like a member of Kiss on stage during a live performance. Like that's what her it was like her face was just insane.
And I still remember the first time I watched it, like I didn't see it coming. I don't know if I did. Like, I can't remember if I eventually figured out it was Angela or what, but like, even if you do think it's Angela and you think you're right this whole time, you're still never going to see the other turn of her being a boy come at all.
Yeah. And I don't think I knew of Sleepaway Camp, but I don't think that I don't remember knowing that she had a dick.
Yeah.
So I believe I was surprised the first time I watched it, but I can't remember. And this is probably only my third time watching it, I think, because I've watched a sequel or two, and those weren't as good.
No, I actually, I mean, and I have the box kit or whatever, the survival kit, and I've watched the other ones. I can't remember. I think that it's kind of the same thing as they just end up falling into like the Friday the 13th stuff. Like, it's just somebody at a camp getting killed for one reason or another. I mean, yeah. But the first one is just, I don't know, it's so much different. And like, it's almost the same as I think when we talked about The Burning, where like, if you do a summer camp movie, you are treading light. Like, you have to do something different than Friday the 13th. And I feel like that this movie did. Yeah.
No, this is a good movie. Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
So yeah. And the reason I forgot to mention at the beginning, since I brought it up, the reason why CKY is named CKY is for Camp Kill Yourself is based off this movie.
So what's the Camp Kill Yourself? Why is that?
Well, I guess it was like Darren's the lead guitarist or whatever. Well, used to be his favorite movie. So that's he somehow came up with the name Camp Kill Yourself.
But nobody kills themselves in that movie.
I know. I never understood it, but that's just I've read interviews where he says it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure they don't like. This is like Camp Kill Yourself, and I missed it.
But yeah, so I think, and once again, we both do enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
Even though it has its parts.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help but make fun of it. I mean, that's I'm gonna make fun of it.
I think that's almost any horror movie. I mean, there's some that you probably can't make fun of, but I mean, most of these 80s movies, or even I guess we did, we've done stuff from the 90s. Like you have to make fun of it after a while because horror movies are they have to be ridiculous.
I think even like a really like what I consider a horror masterpiece like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think that if we were to actually pick that movie apart, we would be making fun of fucking. I mean, that first scene in the van. It's not the first scene, but it's the first long scene.
Yeah,
where they're in the van, the brothers there, and Franklin. I mean, there's probably a lot there to pick apart and to make fun of them for. And,
I mean, I can tell you that I fucking hate Franklin.
I mean, how can you not?
Yeah, I mean, I know they made him that way.
I mean, but even like the way that for the hitchhiker, you know what? Let's not even get into it.
Okay, yeah, we can do Texas Chainsaw another one.
Yeah.
So overall, yeah, thumbs up for Sleepaway Camp. Do you have anything else to say?
No, unfortunately, it's not on a streaming service because that's what I was hoping.
Well,
so
no,
it
is. I mean, it is on Shudder. 1, 2, and 3 are on Shudder.
Shit, I wish I knew that. I think I'm still signed into your Shudder. I barely ever use it.
Yeah, that's how I watched it. And I was getting mad because I kept fucking forgetting my password. And it's one of those things where you don't realize it now about how easy everything is because it's like I kept putting it in and getting it wrong. And I was like, I have this fucking DVD downstairs. I could have went down and got it by now, but I'm still like fighting with trying to sign in. But
well, it's going to look better.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah. All right. Well,
cool.
I guess go watch a movie.
Go watch a movie.
Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab.
Sicher sind.